Welcome back to the Genius Brewing channel. Today we want to tell you guys why mash tuns, as you have traditionally known them, the cooler with whatever your manifold or whatever, why those are overrated, and you should probably stop.
Waste of money.
So let's first talk about the cost efficiency of building your own mash tun separate from your whole brew system. So if you're on a budget, why having a separate mash tun might not be the best option for you. And then we'll go on to the cons. We won't even talk about the pros. The cons of building your own cooler style mash tun, which is the most common one that you see. It's what people did for the longest time, and tell you what the best option for you instead is going to be.
So traditionally, when somebody wanted to make a mash tun, the most common one is obviously the Coleman cooler mash tun, usually 10-gallon cooler, right? But by the time you've got a false bottom in it and you've put a spigot on there, you're actually looking at about $100 investment, aren't you?
Yeah, at least. You've got your tubing on top of that, you've got the ball valve. Yeah, like you said, everything. The price adds up on top of the time that you would spend either building it if you want to save a little bit of money, and if you are just buying it, it costs even more. I've seen those things upwards of $200. So we're telling you how to take that money that you would normally spend and spend it on things that are going to make your beer better. I would say number one, first of all, is just get the best kettle that you possibly can.
You can put that money that you're saving towards a mash tun, buy a 10-gallon kettle and a $10 nylon bag, and use the brew in a bag method.
Exactly. So instead of spending that money on your cooler, invest in the higher kettle, because in terms of how good your beer is going to taste, having a high quality kettle, that means thick stainless steel, that means a tri-clad bottom, even heat disbursement, and having an oversized kettle so that you have more stuff that you can do with your kettle, that's going to be a way better investment in terms of what you can do brewing wise than putting a lot of money and effort into the cooler style mash tun. Your beer is just going to be better if you're brewing on a quality kettle. Number two, I would say, is probably a wort chiller. Instead of getting a mash tun, if you want to invest that money in a high quality wort chiller, that's going to be really good. What else can you think of that might be really good to spend that money on instead of?
You know, I would spend it on a pump. Pumps are cheap now, like you've seen in probably another video. We've got a pump here in the shop that's only $70, less than $100 by the time you get a valve and hose on it, and that's going to really, again, make your process more enjoyable. It's probably going to speed it up a little bit, and it might save you from dumping boiling wort down your front side. That's never happened before.
Yeah, anything you can do to make your brewing life easier is always going to be a great investment. So a pump, definitely a quality investment. The last thing I can think of is just upping your quality of fermenting side of things. If you can invest in a stainless ferment, if you can take that money and put it into a stainless fermenter versus what you're
and there are things like brew buckets now that fall pretty close to that range. So that would be another great thing. Great thing with stainless fermenters are that you can heat sanitize them. Mm-hmm. Definitely know that you're keeping any bugs whatsoever out of them. Most of them are robust enough that you can put a little bit of pressure on them, so you can once again transfer with CO2.
Pressure transfer.
Keeping closed systems, all that good stuff.
So stainless fermenter, definitely a better investment than buying the cooler mash tun. So building a cooler mash tun, first of all, you're working with a lot of plastics and small parts. There's a lot of stuff that can get small scratches in it, and there's a lot of places that bacteria can hide, and so you lose variability in terms of all the things that you can do with your cooler mash tun versus being able to basically use brew in a bag method and use your kettle. For example, doing kettle sours or anything that you're going to be going straight off of your mash tun into any sort of fermentation process. If you have scratches in your mash tun, in your plastics, you've got some areas for bacteria to hide.
I can't tell you how many homebrewers I've seen that have the plastic cooler type mash tuns that they forget to clean them out right away, and so their false bottoms get gunked up, and literally they've got like mold and other things. So it's not going to infect your beer, but they're going to make some flavors go into your beer nonetheless.
Yeah, they're a harbinger of places for gross flavors to hide, basically, and that's going to impact your beer down the road, and it's not as cleanable as using an entirely stainless system. So if you're using brew in a bag, you're basically still using an entirely stainless system, just with a single nylon bag being your one place for anything to hide.
And if that bag does happen to get a level of soil that you're not comfortable with, guess what? You can toss it and get a new one, and it's not going to cost you another $100.
And it's not going to cost you a lot of time like building an entirely new mash tun's going to. That said, cooler mash tuns aren't terrible. We just want to let you know that in terms of your cost efficiency, because we know a lot of brewers get started on a budget, here are things that you should be kind of focusing on instead of focusing on the classic system that you see every homebrew online store kind of advertise to you as what you need to do to get into all grain, because it's way too expensive. You can get into it for cheaper, and you can get higher quality equipment by kind of foregoing that step.
I think that sums her up.
I agree.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
Hope you enjoyed our Hump Day special here, a little quickie. And until next time, have a beer. Subscribe if you haven't. You probably already have, but give it a like if you want more of these short.
Tell one friend to subscribe.
Tell one friend to subscribe.
Yeah.
Like us if you want to see more of these little short videos, just tidbits of the week.
Tell us what you want to see, because we would love to hear that. Like, we want to do videos that you guys want to see, so let us know. Ring the bell for notifications so you know when we come out with new videos. And we'll see you next time
On Genus Brewing.
Sandwiches. We want to tell you guys... What?
What?
God damn it. You're spilling everywhere. You just peed your pants. God damn.